Hello guys, today we got another DIY project we're going to be working on. We're actually working on our Subaru project car. We're going to be powder coating some of the metal components under the hood. And I just wanted to share my procedure and kind of dispel the notion that you can't do this at home. In fact, I believe you can get very good results powder coating from home. And in fact, in my opinion, it's even easier than painting. The fact that it's basically a one-step process, you don't need primer and clear coat and any of that stuff. I think it's very, very easy if you have the right tools. So let's get started. So in addition to some basic tools, you will need some specialized tools like this powder coating gun. This is an Eastwood powder coating system, but you can use a different brand. You'll also need an oven. The oven has to be able to reach close to 400 degrees. This is a little toaster oven that my wife was throwing away and I repurposed it. One thing to remember, you don't want to go back to cooking with it, so it's very important that you use it for one purpose. As far as the powder, you can get powder from multiple places. I get mine from Amazon and eBay, but you can get it from Eastwood. There's a million places that sell it, a million different colors. You can even get chrome powder, so the options are almost limitless. So as far as stripping the material you're about to powder coat, it's very important to remember powder will not stick to anything that's not bare metal. So it's very important to strip whatever you're about to powder coat and strip it well. Meaning, don't leave any imperfections. It has to be bare metal. And for that, I use my Dremel and I use some sandpaper. But you can use different things as long as you get the metal completely free of contaminants, free of paint. And only then you're ready to move on to the powder coating process. So let's start by removing our part and getting it ready. So now that we removed the part off the vehicle, we can move on to the next stage of the process, and that is we have to remove the paint. We have to remove the paint so it's bare metal. We can't leave anything on the part because it's going to come through in our end result. So if even a small speck of paint or dirt or grime, whatever, it's not going to cover. So you're going to get a bad result. So this is the most crucial part of the process. So it's important, very important, that you take your time and you take all the paint off and then you wipe it down with the paint thinner or acetone or whatever, some kind of solvent to make sure that it's completely clean. And again, take your time with this process. This is the most important process. So let's do that now. So at this point, we're ready to clean the item to get it ready to get powder coated. So now that the item is nice and clean, what you have to remember is to cover everything that you don't want painted, like threads. Also, you don't want to touch it with your bare hands because the oil from your hands might create blemishes. Okay, let's give it a final wipe down. And let's set up our powder coating gun. It's time to spray some powder. So generally, you want to keep the item in the oven for about 15 minutes or so. I start off at a higher temperature. I start off at close to 400, 375. And when the flow out occurs, around the 5 to 7 minute mark, I drop it down to 350 and let it, at around the 10 minute mark, I drop it down a little lower and just let it cool gradually. I don't take it out while it's hot. So I think that's very important if you want to get a good adhesion to the metal. So don't rush it. Let it cool on its own. Give it some time. By the way, this is just a regular toaster oven. I don't really do that much powder coating, so I don't have a need for a big oven. But maybe one day, once I do more of this type of stuff, I'll get a real oven that can be used for bigger items. So at this point, we're ready to take it out and see what we have. And now it's time to admire the finished product. Let's see how it looks on the car. If you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in another video.